Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to discuss about numerical related to second law of thermodynamics. So let's start the numerical. And the numerical is a domestic food refrigerator maintains a temperature of minus 15 degrees centigrade. The ambient air temperature is 30 degrees centigrade. If the heat leaks into the freezer at a continuous rate of 5 kilojoule per second, determine the least power necessary to pump this heat out continuously. So here we have one domestic food refrigerator and the maintained temperature of refrigerator is given, it is minus 15 degrees centigrade, and the another temperature is the ambient air temperature, so it is 30 degrees centigrade. So here we can see the lower temperature is minus 15 degrees centigrade and the higher temperature is 30 degrees centigrade. If the heat leaks into the freezer at the continuous rate of 5 kilojoule per second, determine the least power necessary to pump this heat out continuously. So here we have to determine the necessary power to pump the heat out. And here the heat leaks into the freezer is given. So the rate of heat leak is given 5 kilojoule per second. So here on the basis of these given data, we have to determine the necessary least power required. So let's start the solution. So here first I'm going to write down the given values. So the given values are, so here first we have the freezer temperature. So the freezer temperature is, it is given minus 15 degree centigrade. So we will convert this into Kelvin. So it will be minus 15 plus 273. So it will be in the Kelvin. So the value is 258 Kelvin. Now we have ambient air temperature. So this ambient air temperature is higher temperature. So it is given 30 degree. So we will convert this 30 degree into Kelvin. So it will be 30 plus 273. So it will be 303 Kelvin. So here we have, suppose this is our T2 and this is our T1. So we can draw the diagram as per the given value. So suppose we have one refrigerator. Suppose this is a refrigerator and it is operating between two heat source. So one is the source and another is the sink. So suppose this is a source and this is our sink. So the temperature is, this is minus 15 and this is 30. So here we have the temperature, and in refrigerator what we usually do, the heat comes out from the low temperature. So suppose this heat is Q2 and this heat goes into the high temperature and this heat is Q1, and for this process we have to do some work on this system. So W is considered as the work output. And in this condition, this work will be work input. So work input will be W1. And here Q1 is the heat addition and Q2 is the heat rejection. So here we have rate of heat leakage. Rate of heat leakage, it is given, let me check the value, it is 5 kilojoule per second. So it is given 5 kilojoule per second. So this rate of heat leakage will be what? It is representing the value of Q2. Q2 is what? The heat leakage from the sink to the refrigerator. What it is given here, if the heat leak into the refrigerator or freezer at the continuous rate of 5 kilojoule per second. Here it is given heat leaks into the freezer. So this heat which is going inside the freezer, this refrigerator we can consider as a freezer. So this Q2 is given as 5 kilojoule per second. So here we have another value. Now we have to determine the minimum power required. Minimum power required. And where we will use this minimum power? To put the heat out continuously. So for that, this power we will require to put the heat out continuously. So here this heat, we can take opposite terms for Q1 and Q2. So this Q2 we can consider as heat addition into the refrigerator, and Q1 is the heat rejection from the refrigerator. But actual term is called Q1 is considered as the heat added, and Q2 is represented as heat rejected. So same term I am using here. So we will require a minimum power to pump the heat out continuously. So to pump the heat out from the freezer, we will require the minimum power. So we will use some basic terms to define this unknown value. So let's start the solution. So here we have T1 value, we have T2 value, and we have the value of Q2. So what it is? So T1 is 303 Kelvin, and this T2 is 258 Kelvin. So T1 we have 303 Kelvin, T2 is 258 Kelvin, and Q2 is 5 kilojoule per second. So can we apply here temperature scale? See, we have the refrigerator or the freezer. So heat will comes out from the low temperature source and it will goes into the high temperature source, and for that we have to do some work. So in that condition, the refrigerator cycle removes heat from the freezer at the same rate at which heat leaks into it. So in that case, if we want to define the power requirement, so we can apply the temperature scale. So as per temperature scale, we can define the term as Q2 by T2, that is equals to Q1 by T1. So as per this equation, we can apply all these values, or we can put all these values. So here we have the value of Q2, it is 5. T2 is given 258, and this Q1 value we have to determine, and this T1 value we have 303. So we can determine the value of Q1. So it will be 5 divided by 258 into 303. So here we can define the value of Q1. So let me calculate this. So the final value is 5.872, and it will be in kilojoule per second because this is Q1. So this heat addition we have. Now we have the value of Q1 and Q2. So we can determine the work input W. So it will be what? It will be Q1 minus Q2. So we have the value of Q1 as 5.872. 5.872 minus Q2 value is 5. So it is simply 0.872 kilojoule per second. So this is the value of work input or work done on the system. Now we require least power. So this least power, so we require the least power to pump the heat continuously. So it will be equivalent to 0.872 kilowatt. So the same amount of power in terms of kilowatt we will consider as the least power which is required to pump the heat. So this is our answer. Thank you so much.